I was walking and crying on the road and he picked me. It was very... Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacinta. On this channel, I talk about my life experiences here in Germany. I do vlogs and I also do travel. So if you like the sound of that, please do not forget to subscribe and join the family. For the returning subscriber, thank you so much guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the love. I really appreciate you so much. So we're now on the final episode of our pair stories. If you're new here, I've been talking about my bad experience as an au pair here in Germany, how I was really treated so badly, like just the whole bad stories. So if you're new to this channel and you do not know where the story is starting from, I've been from episode 1 and this is the last final episode. So if you are new, please go ahead and get informed. Go and click the link which is up there, and then you are like going to be informed about the whole story before you come to the final episode. Okay guys, so now we're going to like just dive into the final episode so that I let you know how I was fired. So I was there like from July, like my au pair story started in July. So in Feb, I was like told we can go on a vacation to South Africa. I was very happy to say South Africa is really beautiful. Like I really want to go to South Africa, and it's just in Africa and I can go and see my family. So I was so excited about it. Okay, so it was not just like I was going with my host mom. Normally they used to have these trips as friends, so we went as a group with our friends. One of her friend also had a child, so we traveled, and then guys, the issue started just on the plane. When we started off in the plane already, I couldn't like really sleep or anything like that. I had like to be taking pictures of these guys. Like I told you in the other episodes, I was a photographer, so I need to take those moments where like surprising moments. So I was like taking pictures of them. So my work started from the plane just there and then. When we landed, I was so happy. The sun was beautiful. I was so happy, and I asked her to say maybe one day, or maybe like you can give me a few days, I can go and visit my family back home. As usual, she said that won't be possible because we just came here for 2 weeks and I have a lot of things that I want to do, because mind you, like I told you guys, she comes from that country, so our grandmother was also like from there, so we had like to visit her as well. And they just had like a lot of plans with our friends that they wanted to do. So as usual, what used to happen was, so like in the evening they would go out and have their clubbing as usual. So they will go out and I'll remain with the child, and as usual there was no food that was remaining for dinner, like, so you need to cater for yourself. Like I said in the other previous videos, I already knew this character of a woman, so I always like used to carry something. So I had some biscuits that I could eat in the night, so I could like take care of myself in that way. Then when they come back, they'll find us sleeping. Like I now started sleeping with my host child. And then in the morning, she didn't want to be disturbed by her child. And you know, the child and the mother had a very like strong connection. So this child was the only child to this mom, and they were very close. So most of the time he wanted like to cuddle with the mom and stuff like that. I used to make sure, because if I don't do it, I'll really be shouted at. So I used to avoid those moments because they're always sad for me. So she told me to be always taking the child out, and then she'll remain sleeping. So we'll go as early as 6 outside, because you know kids wake up so early. So once the child wakes up, it does not matter whether it's 5, 6 or 7. I just like have to go out with the child, and he always used to like wake up so early. He was an early bird, so I would go outside and I'll make sure the child is not like really loud so that they can wake her up. And that is how it used to be. And then I used to make sure to play with him, give him something to eat just there outside until he sleeps, because he used to take a nap in the afternoon around 11 or 12, and then I'll take him to sleep. That was my plan all the time. And sometimes I was also like taking care of her friend's child. It was just a life where like I was so exhausted all the time. I was always carrying the child from one corner to another, like carrying the child around wherever they are doing their own activities. So me, I was just like the maid following behind. Yeah, so okay, my family back home were like asking, are you like going to visit visitors, have you tried to talk to this woman? And I told them I did, but she said it's not possible because she's got a lot of things to do. So they really understood me. And the trip finished, and now we came back home. So I had this relationship, like I said in the previous video, with this guy. So this guy was looking forward, like once I come back, or like going like to continue with our thing. So he always used to like tell me to tell this woman at least once in a week, like I should meet him up. So I said asking for those days, and that is what used to irritate her. Like she didn't want me to be having consistently asking to have a day off, or rather for her just to give me the day which is for me, like the way the contract says. So she started getting upset and irritated from me asking her for a day, one day in a week, like to just be free and like have my own time. So she started getting upset, and she sat me one day to say, Jacinta, you know, I told you from the beginning that we should live as a family. You shouldn't be asking for a day to be off. As a family, you don't have to be off and stuff like that. And I think that is where the problem started from, because I told her to say, I think this is not good, because you know, like I have to have a day off and I work throughout and I'm always exhausted. So it's also good because now I have someone like who I should like be creating this relationship from beginning. She's the one who even enticed me, who told me to be going on dating sites. So I do not get the point. And then she got upset. She was like, no, I even pay you. I pay you extra for you to be working and stuff like that. I was like, that is not what I asked for. If you want, you can remove that money out so that I can have my freedom. I can have my day off at least and not be working throughout. If it's that money which you complain about all the time, which is taking away my freedom, then you should take it away. She was very upset, and she said, this guy is turning you away from us. You are changing because of this guy, and this guy is not your family. We are your family. We love you. She was very, very upset, guys. She was very upset. She talked to her family like usual. She always used to gossip about me, anything that I do. So she told her family. The second day, I just received calls from her family telling me, Jacinta, this guy that you're going out with is not good for you. He's turning away. He's turning you against us and stuff like that. I said, the guy has not done anything wrong. The only thing that he's asked me is for me to meet him. If you are in a relationship, like, then how is it possible I'll be like an online dating? I'm just dating someone through the phone and I don't see him, and I've just asked for a day. And everyone got upset. We stayed like 2 days. She was not like talking to me. She was very upset with me. I knew where the reason, like the reason of her getting so upset with me. So she just came suddenly one day in the night and told me like, I think you should go and visit your sister for some time, like just to get away. Why she did that was because she wanted me like to be away from this guy so that maybe we can like break up. So she said, you can go to your sister. And I was excited because meeting my family is the first thing that I always wanted. So I said, okay, I have to wait before the child's birthday. And then she said, no, I think you should go. And then I said, I've already like bought a present for the child, and I'm going to give him, because it was just like 2 days before. I'm going to give him, or then you're going to open on his birthday, like just to wish him, because I could have loved like to go after his birthday. Then she said, no, it's fine, you can go, it's not a big issue. Cool. So I packed my bags, just few clothes for a few days, because she did not tell me how long I'm going to go. So that's how I packed my clothes, and it was like sudden, you know. So she just came sudden because she didn't want me to meet this guy anymore. So I texted this guy to say, suddenly this woman wants me to go and visit my sister. So can you kindly pick me up so that you can take me to the train station, because I did not have even enough funds with me, even just to say bye to him. So I told him like to pick him up from a certain point so that we can go. And then when he came, he picked me up and we left. So this woman saw like he picked me up. So she was upset also, like he picked me up. So she started like talking to my sister, asking my sister, has Jacinta reached? Where's Jacinta? Can I talk to her? Like, you know, like trying to find ways, like just to prove it if Jacinta has really reached sister's place, or maybe she's at the boyfriend's place. And you know, my sister was not used with this character, and she wouldn't even accept to be treated the way I was treated in her own phone, in her own house, the way I was treated. So she refused to say, you can talk to her directly. I'm not part of it. You shouldn't even like be asking me so much about Jacinta because you told her to come, so she's at my place. And this woman did not believe it. She believed that I was just like at the guy's place because the guy definitely was close. Like we used to live in the same city. The guy's place used to be in the same city where I was as an au pair. Okay, so I went ahead. My sister told me like this woman is crazy. She told me everything that was happening, and I just ignored her. And she stayed like texting me every day. Where are you? I said I'm at my sister's place. And then like 2 days passed, and then I asked her like, when am I going to like to come back? You've not told me when I'm going to come back. So 2 days after I wrote her that message, she didn't reply. She didn't even do anything. She just wrote me like after a day, like let's say 2 days after I wrote her that message, she just wrote me to say, I think you should come and collect your things. Then you should also bring like my SIM card because I was using a SIM card. You should come. I think we cannot do this anymore. You have to work for me. And I was so surprised. I was like, what is it? She said, I don't want to respond to you. I think you should just come. We sign the contract. Wow. At first I was so surprised, like, how does this woman just come from nowhere suddenly and say, we do not want to do this? Mind you guys, this woman refused me to be training my German because she said I'm going to teach her child wrong German. So I did not have any experience in German apart from the classes that I went to a few days, and I did not have any certificates. So I didn't have like plan B to start looking for BFD or anything like that. She just came from nowhere and told me that, and I was very sad because I didn't know what I'm going to do next, like what happens now with my visa. But anyway, I respected her, and then I spoke with my sister. The second day I went to her place, and when I reached at her place, it was a little bit late. I found she had already printed out a paper to say you no longer work with me, like to show it to the visa office to say this girl is no longer doing au pair year with me, so that like the visa office can be like can chase me as well if I'm not doing anything in the country without the visa. Mind you, I was there on a visa for au pair, so yeah, if the purpose has finished, it means you need to go back home. And then she gave me like 2 weeks for the notice because you can't just like terminate a contract from nowhere. I was so disappointed. I really did not know what to do next. I was never given, like I never saw it coming. Guys, when I went to her place, she didn't even want me to enter the room. So the room where I was sleeping, she already made it like her boyfriend's, kind of like where he puts his clothes and stuff like that. So I found like she even packed my clothes. Guys, I had some sugar and meal in my bag. So just to point out something, there was a day that she asked me to cook my African food to her family, to her friends and family. So there was this meal, or should I call it flour, which you use to cook shima or pap or fufu, that you can call it. So she got that meal, or rather the flour bag, and she threw it in my clothes bag. And she just put it there. She put the clothes, and like she did not put them in order. She didn't even care. Like she entered into my privacy and just put everything in one, you know. I really felt bad because I opened the bag. I wanted to make sure if everything is there. I found the meal. I just like sprayed everywhere on my clothes. I really felt bad. But anyway, she said you should now leave. I said, okay, thank you so much that you also gave me this opportunity to be here, even if it has ended in this bad way. And she was just like standing on the door. She's like just standing on the door waiting for me to pack my bags and leave. I packed my bags. I was really in tears because I felt really, really bad. I didn't even know where I'm going to go next. But anyway, I packed my bags. I just told myself, let God's will, like, let it happen. If this is how God planned my story, let it happen, because I was even tired of her character anyway. But I tried to be all good all this period. So I packed my bags, and that's how I called this guy to say, please pick me up, because it was in the evening. I did not even know where I'm going. So I tried like to knock on the neighbor's door, just like to tell her bye, because she was so good to me. The woman that used to like help me with learning German. So I knocked, she was not opening, probably she was not around. So I just wrote a short letter to say, I'm leaving, my au pair year has just come suddenly to an end. I did not explain because I didn't want to cause any drama. So I just put that paper and I threw it in a briefcase, and that's how I left. I left with 2 bags, guys. I was crying. I didn't know where to go to, but I told this guy to come and pick me up. And this woman got her SIM card as well, so my phone was off. It was crazy, but luckily this guy found me like I was walking and crying on the road, and he picked me. It was very, very sad. He picked me up and I stayed at his house. I was really crying because it was at night. I couldn't start off like going home, like going to my sister's city there in the evening, because it was around 18th. So I stayed there. He gave me his phone. I called my sister and I said, I'm coming home tomorrow. And she was so worried about me, and this guy just assured her to say she's going to be safe, and tomorrow morning I'm going to put her on a train. And that's how my story finished. It was very sad. I didn't know what I'm going to do next because I had no German experience at all. I did not have any certificate, and I just didn't know what next is going to happen. And if you were to ask me, it's a miracle. It was a miracle which just happened, like for me to be here where I am. Like we should always be praying to say, let your will come to pass. Like if it's not God, I wouldn't be where I am, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to my full story till now, guys. I really appreciate you so, so much. I'm kindly asking you all to ask me any questions. If there is something that you think was fishy, something that I did not explain nicely, let me know in the comment section. I'm going to do a Q&A video so that I can respond to all your questions. And if you also want like me to tell you what happened after I left that home, how I found my life afterwards, let me know in the comment section. I'll be so happy to make that video. I love you so, so much, guys. If you've not yet subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to see you in the next video, guys. Bye.